Hello, hello, hello. It is Moonshine Oracle with a full moon energy check-in for the sign of Pisces. This could be you. This could be the cross watcher. Your chart, their chart. Don't know, don't care. I'm just reading the energy accordingly. Disclaimers are in the description boxes of all the videos because I will not be dealing with anyone's triggered, unhealed bullshit. So somebody wants me to say malarkey, and it's just like, no, bullshit. You're not going to tell me how to operate my channel. This could be my step-grandmother because she, for whatever the case may be, I like the sound of this better. I like your hair better straight. And you know what? I'll wear my hair natural just to spite the bitch. But that's what happens when you cause people unnecessary trouble with Scorpio placements. We get petty labelle right back. Somebody here just does not understand the damage they cause, or better yet, they do know the damage they cause, they just don't want to be held accountable. Somebody here is not the homie, the brother, the business partner they claim to be, because somebody's brother, whether it's fraternity, real and stuff like that, this person is dead, and they're saying he's like, no. So somebody here is just a really big time backstabber. It's one of those, I'm not destined to go far in life. Neither can my group. Neither can my people and stuff like that. This person wants to be big fish in a small pond, but he wants all the fish to stay in the pond. He wants to be the grand poobah, if you will. And it's like, baby. Because I've been getting for the longest time trapped in 2006. Now, a lot of times some people stop maturing emotionally when they've reached their highest point. They peaked, if you will. Because if it ain't high school, it's something to do with college. They were the quarterback that saved the game and won the championship type bullshit. They were the head cheerleader in high school and the most popular, the most beautiful, blah, 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 right? And you also have to realize Pisces is the opposite of Virgo. And we all know Virgos can be manipulative as hell. Words, emotions, your psyche and stuff like that, they will play with that shit just to get the outcome they want. Pisces is the Virgo of the water signs. So it makes sense that Virgo is their sister sign. I'm sorry, but Scorpios take a lot of crap for being dark, mysterious. So when people think that somebody's in the dark arts and into the woo in the craft, it's going to be a Scorpio. Believe it or not all Scorpios get down like that. Some of us, we just want to be left the fuck alone. Who you need to be looking at is Pisces with Cancer coming up at a close second. That's what you need to be looking at. But Scorpios, again, we end up taking the rap for all of it because some people come to us to get certain things. We're not able to give them whatever it is they're searching for, or better yet, what they're asking for is a boundary we just are not willing to negotiate with. And next thing you know, it's World War III in spirit on us because we won't do something for their benefit. But the thing is, we're not in a position to do it. That's the kicker. But it is what it is at the end of the day. Get a Nun's grab bag Monday got my attention yesterday. with the whole knowing, well, people are going to die shit, that's true. And it would be a Scorpio stellium that knows that shit. My first brush with that was when I was 15 years old. I was at my great-grandmother's funeral. It's on my dad's side of the family. Big, like the biggest matriarchal figure in the family passed away on that side of my family tree. We knew it was kind of coming and stuff like that. So it's just like we couldn't really cry because it's just like we knew. And it's not that we didn't mourn and stuff like that. My late cousin, Dan, was one of the pallbearers. Dan was the closest thing I had to a big brother in my life. There was just something about him that day. He was calm, he was peaceful, it's the most I'd seen him smile in a while. And he always called me Suge. He said, he smiled and pulled me into the biggest bear hug he had given me ever. A year after that, I was at his funeral for him. That one wrecked me because we didn't know it was coming. He died in his sleep. And aneurysm to a main artery in his heart. Big blow. That was my Bubba. And it's the only time my dad has ever seen me cry. Deadass. This feeling would come again with somebody I went to the University of Montevallo with. His dad had a contracting business or something like that, construction, because one day he came into the bank I was a teller for briefly, and he was in my line, so we're just talking and stuff like that, and I handled his check and everything, so it's like, okay, cool, good seeing you, bye. But I remember him having like a silvery white aura around him. And back then, I did not know what an aura was, but I had this sinking feeling in my gut, like this is going to be the last time you see or hear of him alive. The next time you see or hear of them, they're dead. Sure enough, 2018-ish, I see his obituary in the paper. And it's like, damn. Now, it's natural for my cousin to be part of my spirit team. It's not natural for him, but this guy from Montevallo is something else. I remember the fraternity he was associated with, and they are some of the biggest arrogant asshats I've ever been forced to deal with. You cannot pay me to go out of the way, to this day, to deal with them. Because the guy in quote question, his name is Gary. Gary keeps saying, that's not my brother, that's not my brother, that's not my brother. And it's like, who in the fuck are you talking about? Narrow it the fuck down, please. And in spirit, he keeps pointing at a specific fraternity member, and it's like, oh god, I remember him. And it wasn't the guy who was stealing my content, who's been stalking me for the better part of 20 years or so. Believe me when I say I got other shit to do. I got significantly better things to do. But this one fraternity brother he pointed at is just like, I am not surprised. Because if I don't get Pisces energy from him, I get Capricorn. Like the distorted kind, the controlling, the manipulative, the abusive if he don't get his way, and so on down that line. And oddly enough, I had a vision of this idiot 2-3 years ago, not long after New Year's Day, heading to New Orleans. And it's like, why would you be going to New Orleans, and what the fuck does this have to do with me? Oh yeah, he's been going to see practitioners down there. Because you know the funny thing is, the Haitian came to me in spirit and snitched. And you want to know why he did that? It's because he's got a daughter to look after. His daughter was on the chopping block for that bullshit. He actually values his child's life. And that's a good daddy. That is a good daddy. But at the same time, this Haitian knows that my quarrel is not with him, but with his client. Oh, the funny thing I noticed about another fraternity member was the fact that one of them had an internship with a former like probably the most embarrassing man to ever govern the state of Alabama. But at the same time, he also had internships with senators in D.C. Background in political science and whatnot. So it's like, okay, he's got a setup for a career. He ended up being a manager of a sporting goods store because I found his obituary in the paper. Heart attack at what? 30s? This was like 5-6 years ago. And I only find information that's meant to be found. If you catch my drift. But the thing is, there's been a lot of heart attack spells, car accident spells, and so on down that line. And so sounds like somebody's been trying to make some sacrifices. Because the funny thing is, he's been blaming me for all the woo and the craft shit backfiring shit, and it's been this fucker the entire time. I will say it once, I'll say it again. Judas is always going to be inside of your camp, never outside of it. Because this mofo has Judas, he's got Jezebel, Delilah, God knows what else. This motherfucker, that's the head of the snake you need to deal with. Because as long as you go in for the tail, that snake can still turn around and bite you. And it leaves room for that snake to shed its skin and become an even bigger snake. This is the type of person that'll set his own kin up to fail. My understanding is his brother has a DUI. All he had to do was give his brother a ride home that night. That's all he had to do. Wouldn't do it. My, buddy boy, you are something else. But the funny thing is, before I leave, these idiots, they're so smart, they're stupid, right? They go have their fortunes read, who's going to be an enemy, who's going to this, who's going to that, and for some reason the finger got pointed right at me. She's the enemy. She's the one who's going to out you, expose you, that type of deal. And then they start the bindings, the sacrificing, and the this, that, and the third, right? The funny thing is it wouldn't be on my radar if they'd have just left me alone. Would not be on my radar had they just left me alone. Because the funny thing is I had his brother doing witchcraft, like binding, like love spells and stuff like that, and I had his fraternity brother over here trying to tear up my finances, this, that, and the third. But the funny thing is, the spells collided with each other. They canceled each other out, in a manner of speaking. I already did not have love for this person, so naturally it wouldn't have worked. But due to the amount of energy that was being sent by the two of them combined, you can't help but see it, right? They canceled each other out, in a manner of speaking. So really who they need to be, I don't know. It's just funny at this point, because again, this is Delilah, Judas, and Jezebel all rolled into one vessel. All rolled into one. And I mean, all they had to do was leave well enough alone, and we wouldn't have shit on radar. I mean, it's really not that hard. I mean, all you got to do is stay in your lane and mind your business and let bygones be bygones. But some people, they have an axe to grind, a point to prove. You should have picked me. You should have let me do this. You should have let me embarrass you. Blah, 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 blah. The funny thing is, if somebody were to be put under federal investigation, devices of all parties have been subpoenaed and stuff like that. Who would look the most guilty? The accused or the accuser? But my thing is this, that friend group and stuff like that, if they have not already pulled away from him, they're about to do so, because they're slowly connecting the dots. Because my thing is this, how the fuck am I a problem when I'm not even tangibly present to be a problem? Riddle me that. Let's just say the finger is about to be pointed in the direction it should have been pointed in the entire time. Because you cannot, like, curses sent to a person that has done nothing to you, they don't stick. They might cause a bruise or two, but they never stick.